morning to all of you friends and dignitaries on the dais. I have recently handed over the additional charge of CMD Pawan, and my current avatar is that of the Joint Secretary in the Ministry of Civil Aviation. But anyway, I think I'm qualified enough to speak here. Well, my friend and batchmate has given an extremely good overview of the PSUs and the origin, the relevance, and the role which the PSUs have done and their changing role over periods of time, particularly pre-90s and post-90s. Friends, if I have to say something about public sector undertakings, then besides the routine things which come to our mind, that they contribute 20% of our GDP, maybe 20, 23, 22, whatever it is. They pay about 2 lakh crores of dividends per year. There are so many numbers, 273 as just now said by Suren. So all these routine things come to our mind while we talk about PSUs and while we look at their role. But let's go back a little bit into the thinking and the Indian scenario, what's happening. What is a PSU? Now, PSU is supposed to be owned by the public, and public ownership is through our, say, our own exchequer, our own, the money from the government. The PSUs are managed and run by by all of us, of course, and through the elected representatives. The commitment is towards Parliament, towards various committees of Parliament, towards the various regulations, guidelines by the Parliament. Now, this is the scenario under which PSUs do operate. And certainly they are very important when it comes to the balanced regional growth, as Suren was mentioning just now. We cannot think about having a plant in backwaters of Odisha or somewhere in Chhattisgarh, Bastar, and all those places. But friends, one very underlying thing which goes with the PSUs is that to what extent we are using the natural resources with which our country is endowed, and to what extent those are being used for in the public interest. Now, whether it is the natural resources in terms of the mines, in terms of minerals, in terms of the land, agriculture, outputs, and not even that, I would even say that the natural resource, the ministry in which I do work, is even the airspace. So how will we use our natural resources in the interest of the public, where the investments or the capital is coming from the treasuries of the country, and then it is being used in the best possible way to give the returns to the stakeholders, to the owners. Who are the owners? Owners are the total populace of this country. That's 1.3, 1.27, whatever billion you calculate these days. So now so many people are in fact originally owning the resources, and we have the PSUs who are using those natural resources to make the best use of those natural resources in the interest of those owners. Now, friends, do we really realize the kind of gravity, the kind of onus which lies on our shoulders in what best way we do it? Certainly, the profit maximization is not our criteria. And probably when we start evaluating our organizations, when the DPE comes forward with our MOUs, when the targets are fixed for our organizations, whether it is a big Navratna company or whether it is a loss-making companies, whenever all these things that we have to maintain a balance between what is the objective and in what direction do we really want to take those PSUs. I'm trying to raise a few questions, friends, in your minds. Well, I understand that you are in this hall because your organization, you as an individual, you have done very well in giving results to the government, to the shareholders, to the owners of your company, and you have been, you are being awarded, you are being looking forward to the rewards for that. But these are some of the thoughts which come to my mind when I look at the public sector undertakings, that who are the owners, to what extent our commitment is. In a way, PSUs are, I was thinking about this program in the morning. I mean, the one thought which came to my mind, maybe a very extreme way of looking at the things. PSUs are necessary. We cannot think about telecom as yet without BSNL, MTNL. We cannot think about aviation airlines without Air India. We cannot think about many such examples. The PSUs are necessities. They are necessary. But there are some there are some people who think that to some extent there could be necessary evils as well. Well, there's a lot of criticism which comes to the PSUs. So friends, we cannot forget that to what extent that criticism comes. If turnaround plan of Air India is 60,000 crores, then 60,000 crores, then how much each individual, each one citizen of this country is paying for the turnaround of Air India, turnaround plan of Air India, and to what extent that person is going to be benefited. When our per capita usage of flight in this country is one of the lowest in the world, although in terms of the size we are the 9th biggest aviation market in the world. So these are the questions which as the leaders, as the PSU leaders, we should not forget, we should evaluate it, we should look at it, and then we should probably decide the things and take forward our PSUs. I would like to end my discussion, my thoughts here only, and I'm sure I have raised a few fundamental, some basic questions rather than speaking, but I firmly feel that the job which PSUs have done over the period of time after the first 5-year plan since these PSUs came into the existence and the role which they have played has been tremendous. Without PSUs, probably the Indian economy has not reached to this place where we are. In an Indian social scenario, the checks and balances which are very much needed, and PSUs have played a tremendous role, tremendous job they have done in playing that role of checks and balances. We in the country, which with the only a few decades of independence and the kind of awareness, the kind of education levels, the kind of basic health, education and other facilities which are there in our country, the kind of role which the PSUs have played in terms of the checks and balances is tremendous. But with the time, the role is starting getting changed. We have to think about it, and we have to move in the direction where it is expected from the lowest or the lowest, lower of the lowest person who is looking at it. So friends, since you are in the leadership of those PSUs, you are sitting here, I must say that we do not have to forget those things, those ideas, and what we are there and what our organization should be leading to should not be forgotten. Thank you very much, and I must thank the organizers for giving me this opportunity to be here and speak something which is in my mind. Certainly the views here are my personal. Thank you.